KM4MKL here. This is going to be a silent assassin, a pseudo-only run for the Hirani Evacuation level 3. This is going to be one of the escalation missions in Mumbai. I'm going to load out with the any silence weapon will do. I chose a silver baller, an electronic scrambler, any melee weapon will do, but a concealable bat, and that's what I chose. No smoke item needed, and I'm going to start out in the photo shoot area. The only location you can start where you're in the tower, and all the targets are here, so this makes the most sense. I'm going to come out here, and our first target is that guy who's walking away from us. We're going to kill him last, actually. It's the simplest one to do, and I prefer to do the more complicated ones first, just in case I mess up and have to restart. Use a scrambler in here, come in here, and take this guard out. Now, in level 1 and level 2, you can certainly feel free to just go ahead and use his disguise, if you like. But in level 1 and 2, rather, but level 3, we cannot use his disguise or we'll fail the mission. So we're going to keep the winged suit on here through the entire mission. We're going to go and dump his body, grab his weapon. You'll see why we took him out later on. And good to have some distractors. So I'm going to go into the coins too. So I'm going to go upstairs and take care of the first 2 targets first, and then end with this last one down here. The first one I'm going to take out is level 4. If you look at the levels on the side of the elevator, not the map. But you see that guy is up there. That's where we're going. And don't get spotted by that guy. You might have to wait until he goes by, but it timed it pretty well here. If you see him go back in there, you're going to have enough time to get set up before he comes back again. But you'll see that he's outside the door to the suite there. If we give him a few moments, he'll come back right to where we saw him. And we can use the trick where you pull him into the doorway and subdue him without being seen. If you've never done that before, just spam the subdue key as he comes around. In this case it was X in the Steam controller. And makes it easy to get him taken care of. And you don't get spotted when you do it. So when you use the key card you might have seen it, we picked it up downstairs. You can get one off that card too if you need to. First thing I'm going to do up here, our target is in the suite. I'm going to take out this guard here just so he doesn't get in the way. Now Rangan is going to come in here very quickly after this, but we barely have enough time to get this guy taken care of and hidden before he comes around. When you hear him start this phone call, he's going to be coming around, so I'm going to grab his weapon right quick so Rangan doesn't spot it, get his body, and get it around there as quickly as I can.
Yeah, we are laying low for a while until everything goes well. Can't say. Weeks, a few months maybe. But wait, give me a chance to promote this new movie. It's going to be
Then we just got to wait on Rangan.
Well, you say that now, but once you see it,
And his bodyguard to get out of the way.
don't really care.
It didn't take long, just a
Take it up with Gully.
10-15 seconds or so, something like that. When they move out of the way, we're just going to follow him into the suite and see if we can distract the guard. The guard up here, we could distract him around to where we are now and drag him out and dump him through the elevator shaft up here. That would work. I think it's easier just to go ahead and it'd be high risk of getting spotted. So what I decided to do was to take one of these weapons and to drop it so that our target found the weapon and brought it downstairs to the security room down there. Now the guy on the far end down there is our target. You can see him on the mini-map. I dropped a weapon over there, and if you time it right, he'll find the weapon. And once you see him alert to it, we can go ahead and go downstairs. It'll take him almost, I think, around a minute or so to get down there. So it gives us plenty of time to go back to the elevator shaft and go down 3 floors to floor 1, again as indicated on the elevator shaft. But once he finds that weapon, he's going to come down and dispose of it, or secure it, I guess you could say, right in that security shack. That's why we took the guard out in there, so he doesn't see what we're doing here. So I'm going to come back in here and wait on him. There is another enforcer who comes up the stairs here. You can actually see him down there, right there. So I'm going to hide from him and just let him pass. You could subdue him if you wanted and dump him in the cabinet with the other guard that we subdued earlier. I just decided to let him pass because He wasn't getting her away. It worked out pretty well. Just as he left, our target, Mani, came in, and we were able to subdue him and kill him. It might be okay if you kill these guards before you dump their bodies. I didn't try that, but I decided to do all of them first. So I'm going to use a melee weapon. I'll use a baton to take him out. And then it's a pretty straight shot to this elevator shaft. Unlike upstairs, there's not a good chance you're going to get spotted doing this. Sometimes there's some NPCs that kind of patrol on the far side of the elevator shaft, near where the target is. But as long as you're just a little bit careful, you're not going to get seen. So he's down. Now I'm going to go upstairs, and the next one I'm going to get is this Babu Rav, the painter. And he is one floor up on the second floor as indicated on the side of the elevator shaft. He's pretty straightforward. He's got one guard in there, and so if we use the key card that we obtained earlier, either from the guard upstairs or from the security room, we can open this door. I'm going to drop a weapon before I do that, and then use a distractor, in this case the hammer. I'm going to toss the hammer. And when he comes out, he's going to see the weapon. He's going to do the same thing the first target did. He's going to take it downstairs. And that'll give us plenty of time to take out the painter here.
What irresponsible person left a weapon lying around?
So off he goes. Just make sure the painter is not facing you when you come in. Bop him in the head.
I'll never hit the right.
Drag him out here. You can get spotted by people in the room to the left, so make sure that you kind of clear that room. Sometimes there's a NPC standing right in the doorway there, but as long as it's clear, you can take him out. Those are the two tougher ones. The last one's pretty straightforward. We're just going to come down here, and he patrols back and forth from where he is now over to the other side of where he is now. And all we're going to do is we're going to distract him and bring him back here when he's from our current orientation to the left of the other NPC. So he's moved over this direction. We're going to toss a coin. If you don't do it when he's on the other side, the other NPC will come around to investigate. We don't want to kill him, obviously. So wait for him to come around and make a wide arc so he didn't see you. Either bop him in the head or choke him out, whichever you prefer. Then very easy to drag him around without being spotted, and we will dump his body. And that'll be the objective completed. Now I'm going to come around and straight shots to the outside through this ramp here. And there's some exits conveniently located out here. There's a camera right above that exit there, so be careful of it if you didn't take the cameras out earlier. But if you're going to be in that security room, there's no reason at all not to go ahead and just take out the DVR. That way you don't worry about it. Might be some other cameras up there that you would have had to evade anyway. Anyway, that's pretty straightforward, and that's it. This will give us a Silent Assassin rating, a decently high score. I'm sure there's faster ways to do this, but this will work. Especially if you're a purist and like to get the Silent Assassin rating. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability, help you find the answer, or make up an answer at the last resort. Anyway, this is KM4MKL wishing you happy hunting and